guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. Sorry about yesterday, guys. I was stupid and it landed me in the hospital. I'm okay. I'm completely okay. Um, I got up yesterday morning and my chest hurt. Now, nobody ever do what I'm saying. Never, ever do what I did. If you have chest pains, go to the freaking hospital. Just go. But I knew I had to work. I knew I had a shift. I knew I was the closer. So I'm like, okay, it's gas, it's this, it's that, it's fine. Everything's fine. So I go through my shift, and with every tray of beers I carry, it hurts more, it hurts more. And by the end of my shift, I was the closer. So I had to wait until close to get out of there. I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta get to the hospital. I gotta get to the hospital right now. So by the time I got to the hospital, my chest hurt so bad. Um, I thought this is it. This is it. I screwed up. I should have went earlier. I should have went earlier. But no, my heart is fine, completely, absolutely fine. It was my air conditioner. My air conditioner is the gift that keeps on giving. So my chest hurt because when my air conditioner went down, I put one of those window units in my window, and there's a box in front of my window, right? And I have a very, very big, strong 20-year-old son in the house. 20-year-old, real big son. So I get the air conditioner. I'm like, no, go away. I got this. I put the air conditioner in. I don't move the box in front of it. So I'm like holding it out with my arms, which is, and then like a couple days ago, I take this stupid freaking air conditioner out of my window with my arms, and like it got stuck. So I had to like lift and pull, and they're a lot heavier than I guess I thought they were. What happened was I pulled this muscle that like starts from right here the whole way to my back. So I'm at the hospital, and I'm in so much pain from my front to my back, and I'm in so much pain because I was freaking lifting freaking dishes, dishes. And for me, when I bust a table, I'm like I'm like those people who go to the grocery store and bring it all in on one trip. I get everything. I get all the plates stacked on my arms and all the cups, stacked high in my hands, and I carry everything at once. I don't care how many people were sitting at that table. I'm not going over there twice to bust that table because literally busting is the worst part of my job. I hate busting tables because it's like laundry. It never, ever, ever ends. I bust table 11, and then, oh, look, I have to bust table 11. Oh, look, I have to bust table 11 again. It's not fun. It's like hell. It's like over and over and over again. So I spend the least amount of time as possible bussing. So if I would have just taken shorter trips, and not carried a tray, I don't have to carry a tray for drinks. I can carry 2 drinks to the table at a time. I really can. They don't get mad. They're fine with that. Um, but no, but when you go to the hospital, even when you have chest pains and, you're it takes hours, hours. I'm there with chest pains and I can't breathe, and I'm like, my chest hurts right here, my chest hurts, my back hurts, my neck hurts. You know, I'm in trouble, guys. Something is really wrong. Something's wrong. Okay, take this pager and go sit down. Okay, I'll take this pager. I did almost pull my phone out at one point because I thought I could get a good clip, but I would never ever actually do this. The thought just ran through my head. Um, there was this girl that came in with the police, and she was totally throwing a fit in there. "Let me out of here." She was screaming for almost an hour straight. Funny fact, if you have someone in there that's screaming for almost an hour straight, ain't nobody coming to your room for that whole hour. So so my chest hurts. I think I'm dying. I'm like, "Oh no, I'm gonna die tonight. This is where it ends. This is it. I should have went earlier. I'm an idiot." and they just leave me in there. They leave me in there. I was there for hours, and then they give me this. It's like they said it's like ibuprofen. I don't know what it was. It was like turmeric, or I know it starts with a T. They gave me this shot of like ibuprofen, and it was it was worse than the chest pains. They put that in the IV, and it was like acid in my veins, and I'm like, "Oh my god, this is really painful. What you're doing to me right now really hurts, but guess what? I can't feel my chest anymore because my freaking arm is on fire." Toradol. Yeah, tramadol. Listen, if they tell you they're gonna give you tramadol, just take a deep breath, guys, because it hurts. It's hurt. Yeah, I am a dumbass. I really am a dumbass for because like, seriously, my son probably could have just one-handed it, and there I am pulling every muscle in my body. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, Braden, I that's what I thought it was. Oh, it's either gas or acid reflux or something. I'm fine. I'm fine. I can work my shift. I have to work my shift. I need that money. I'm the closer. No one else knows how to close. And the air conditioner, I'm not going to make my son put my air conditioner in. That would be embarrassing to me to say, "Hey, can you please lift this up for me?" Where I work, I change the kegs. Like I know, like the other servers, they all ask someone else to change the keg for them. Like, it's an empty keg. Go change your freaking keg. These customers are waiting for their beer. Get back there, change that keg. If you ask the back to do it, you're there waiting 5 minutes. But listen, no, absolutely do not need a guy. That's the last freaking thing I know. I have enough problems. Oh my gosh, it burnt. It really, really, really burnt. I'm telling you, when they stuck that stuff in my arm, I look. I have a very high tolerance for pain. Like I don't feel a lot of pain. So when I do feel pain, I'm telling you that hurts. It really, really hurts. See, Kelly, you're so smart. Yep. Turns out I had a major what? Did you have a heart attack? Kelly had chest pain and she knew, do not wait. Get to the doctor. If you have chest pain, just go to the doctor. Just go to the hospital. Go right to the hospital. She had a heart attack. Yep. Kelly knew. She had a heart attack and she's alive right now because I ignored it. I was like, this is not something that I need to, be a baby about. Don't just be a baby. Just go and get the acid in your arm and then go home because you might not make it there if you wait. And, I mean, yeah, everybody's right. You have chest pain, go get to the hospital right away. Don't be a dumbass. Do not, do not be a dumbass. But yeah, I'm glad Kelly didn't wait. We would have no stories. Fletcher pulled his hamstring. You should get tramadol in there because it hurts so bad you won't feel your hamstring anymore. Yeah. Okay, okay. Fozzie, thank you so much for the PayPal. I really appreciate it. I do, I do. Oh, and there's one more person in my Patreon, but I forgot the name. So I'm gonna play the first clip and then I'll say thank you very much. Oh, I almost had the name. It almost hit me. Okay. Okay. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just opening statements. So I got a trial for us because it has really, really good body cam footage. You'll see. But it's a little long. So today we're just going to do just opening statements. And then we're gonna go to O'Donnell, who's really good, guys. You're gonna like this O'Donnell clip. And then of course, Friday Fleischer. All right, let's start with opening statements. I have more than that on this one clip, so I'm going to stop it manually unless I fall asleep or forget or something. I don't know. Have a heart attack.
Bailey is charged with obstructing official business.
Can you hear that? No.
Obstructing justice, and resisting arrest.
Well, I can't do much about it.
Now,
Obstructing official business, obstructing justice, and obstructing arrest. Those are her 3 charges that she is being charged with. Oh no, Carolyn, why were you in the emergency room? Well, you're here, so thank freaking God. All right, tell us while I play this clip.
I just told you someone's charged with something. The law in Ohio is, and it should be, the person is presumed innocent until the state proves beyond a reasonable doubt each and every element of the crime.
On September 23rd, 2023, the defendant, Sierra Bailey, made a conscious choice to obstruct Deputy Troy Fox's investigation, which resulted in an absolutely unnecessary escalation that put lives at risk. On September 23rd of 2023, Deputy Fox responds to 5116 Grants Frederick in South Lebanon on the report of a bullet striking a residence. Upon arrival, he discovers that a bullet entered the bedroom of 4-year-old Weston Hannigan, traveled over Weston's head as he slept, through his bedroom wall, through the hallway wall, before coming to a rest in an interior wall of the Hannigan home. In an attempt to discover the source of the bullet, Deputy Fox proceeds to 5274 Zor Road, right around the corner. The property he knows through his capacity as a deputy sheriff to have a history of shooting on the property. While en route, he receives information from dispatch that there's been another call reporting hearing shots fired coming from on Grants Frederick. Upon arrival to 5274 Zor Road, a property occupied by the defendant, Sierra Bailey, Deputy Fox, who's driving his marked cruiser, is wearing a uniform, much like he's wearing today, and his sheriff's deputy hat, parks in the driveway and approaches the group of people outside of the house. He asks them if anyone is shooting on the property. He receives an audible response from everyone in the group, including the defendant, and it's a collective no. He asks again, and again receives an audible response from everyone in the group, including the defendant, and it's a collective no. So on the third try, he explains why he wants to know if there's people shooting, that there's been a bullet in a house in the neighborhood next to the property. Again, he receives a collective no from the group, but this time the defendant adds, this is like a 100-acre property. Anybody could be shooting anywhere. As she finishes that statement, gunfire rings out. And Deputy Fox responds, yards away, where Thomas Bailey and Dustin Bennett are shooting firearms on the property at 5274 Zor Road. He runs back there into an active shooting situation. He announces himself, and Thomas Bailey and Dustin Bennett, holding firearms, continue to shoot, despite Deputy Fox's commands. Dustin Bennett is the first to realize what's happening and puts his weapon down. Thomas Bailey does not. He points his firearm at Deputy Fox, and he takes an aggressive posture. Ultimately, Deputy Fox has to tase Mr. Bailey.
Tased him. She keeps walking away from the microphone.
Additional law enforcement officers eventually arrive on scene and are able to start detaining people. When it's all said and done, almost everyone present on that scene was detained. Almost everyone, not everyone. The defendant, who was recording some of Deputy Fox's interactions with her husband, Thomas Bailey, and Dustin Bennett, is approached by Deputy Fox and is immediately argumentative with him. He grabs her hand in an attempt to handcuff her, and she does not cooperate or comply with that attempt to arrest her. The defendant's video ends during the course of her interaction with Deputy Fox, but you will have the benefit today of seeing body cam footage from Officer Luke Ratliff from the Hamilton Township Police Department. His video picks up as he approaches Deputy Fox struggling with Sierra Bailey, who is pulling and twisting away from him. The defendant is charged with obstructing official business, where the state will prove that the defendant hindered Deputy Fox's investigation in such a way that created a risk of physical harm to any person. Obstructing justice, where the state will prove that the defendant communicated false information to Deputy Fox with the purpose to hinder the discovery or apprehension of another, her husband, or to assist another to benefit from the commission of using weapons, of the crime of using weapons while intoxicated. And resisting arrest, where the state will prove the defendant recklessly or by force resisted or interfered with her own lawful arrest. You will hear from Warren County Sheriff's Office Deputy Troy Fox, Hamilton Township Officer Luke Ratliff, and Dustin Bennett today. And you will have the opportunity to watch both the video recorded by the defendant and Officer Ratliff's body cam. I ask you to pay close attention to both what you hear and what you see during the course of this trial. At the conclusion of the evidence in this case, the judge will give you the instructions of law.
Fozzie texted me.
In those
Thank you,
instructions,
Fozzie.
he will tell you that you can use your common sense and your life experiences. And I ask that you put on your common sense hats as you receive the evidence in this case. And at the conclusion, the state will ask that as to all 3 counts of the indictment, you find the defendant guilty. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nicholson. Mr. Schuett, do you wish to make an opening?
Yes, Your Honor. Still barely, but good morning, members of the jury. What did she know, and when did she know it? Those 2 questions will be important in your decision that you have to make in this case, because you're going to have to use the facts and the evidence, the videos that were referenced, the testimony that you hear, to decide what Mrs. Bailey knew when she was speaking with Deputy Fox. What she knew when she was interacting with Deputy Fox once he had already gone back and dealt with her husband. But to be clear, Mr. Bailey is not on trial today. Mr. Bailey and his decisions are not on trial. What he decided to do or decided not to do are not the actions of Mrs. Sierra Bailey. This is not a trial about what happened at the Hannigan residence. It's about what happened at the Bailey residence. I understand that it was a precursor, but again, what did she know? Did she know about what happened in the Hannigan residence, the stray bullet, why Deputy Fox had approached? On September 23rd of last year, the Baileys hosted a birthday party for Dustin Bennett. Dustin is Thomas, her husband's friend. Mrs. Bailey didn't really know Dustin, but they invited a bunch of people over, let's say somewhere between 9 and 12, that were circling in and out, came in and out of the property. It is about a 130-acre property. I anticipate at some point you'll see a picture of this property, but just to talk about it right now, there's a house.
We will see a
an
picture.
extended house. There's some barns. There's a silo. There is a hay bale stall. And that's closer to the road. We'd say it's right. The house is closer to the road, and that's where everybody was at by a fire pit. There's two entrances to the house. One is a main entrance, what they call a front door. What's on the side of the house. And then there's what they're going to call a bar door. That is, there's kind of a bar built into the house that people could come in and out of. And in that area is where the fire pit was. That's where people were playing cornhole. That's where the loud music was playing. The interactions that you heard about from Ms. Nicholson and Mr. Bailey and Dustin Bennett using firearms was back in the hay bale stalls. And you'll have an opportunity to see, as these officers are approaching, how far they have to run down the driveway and around to get over to those stalls. It's not right next to the house. But Mrs. Bailey was not really hanging out with Dustin Bennett, or really her husband, that night. He was kind of on his own, hanging out with his friends. She was hanging out with her friend, Taylor Preston.
That's interesting. Okay, I didn't know I had to explain this, but now I feel I have to. Because how do you not know what cornhole is? Okay, cornhole is where... Cornhole is a game that I know you've seen before, Rebecca. I know that you have. So there's two boards, and someone could tell me 25 feet apart. Is that right? 25 feet apart, and they're like slanted. Oh, you're in Australia. I thought you didn't know what it was. I'm gonna move on now.
He was the one watching the children. You'll hear that she had two children there that night, though she has three. One was with her father. But there was an infant about 15 months old, still breastfed, that she was taking care of while her son played with another boy inside. Sierra was taking care of them, talking with Taylor, and then at some point near dusk, her baby, her 15-month-old, is tired. She takes her child into the house to go to bed. As she's trying to put her child to bed, she too falls asleep. And I anticipate that you'll hear from Taylor that because of that,
We play it
Taylor
all
left
the time in Lancaster. Everybody
the
plays
party because
cornhole
that's who she was
all
talking
the time.
to. And that it was at this time, everyone is still at the fire pit. Everyone is still at the front of the house. There are no guns being shot at this point. Mrs. Bailey wakes up because her daughter wakes her up. She goes outside with her daughter in her hands. And at this point, it's dark, pitch black. Someone has actually had to pull up a truck to use as the headlights so that they could see what they're doing to continue to play cornhole. And it is shortly after she comes out with her daughter still in her arms that Deputy Fox arrives on the scene, pulls into the dark area where the music is blaring and everybody's still out there, and starts asking where the shooters are, where the idiots who are shooting are. Now, anticipate that you will see some video today from Mrs. Bailey's phone, from body-worn camera, as mentioned by Mrs. Nicholson, but it won't be from Deputy Fox. We don't have a video recording of the interaction that happened at the front of the house when he arrived on scene. The conversation that happened between Deputy Fox and Mrs. Bailey, that one not recorded. And that is the subject of the first two counts. Mrs. Bailey gives Deputy Fox the information that she had. She was not aware of anyone shooting on the property. She does mention it's a large property. They then hear at the same time the fire, back at the gunshots that are occurring back in the hay stall. And at that point, Sarah Bailey does not get in the way of Deputy Fox. He pulls his firearm and he runs towards the gunfire. She had no idea what had happened in the Hannigans in the neighborhood behind. But she doesn't try to impede him, step in his way, say, don't go back there. She doesn't do any of that. He runs back the many, many yards back to the stalls and deals with her husband and Dustin Bennett and someone else named Brianna. She's not there. Mrs. Bailey is not there. She's not standing in the way. She's not pulling on the officer. She doesn't tell her husband to flee. You'll see that recording. She doesn't tell him to not move and do anything, but after he's been tased, because she's concerned because he's been tased. Other officers arrive on scene because of what Dustin and Thomas had done, not Mrs. Bailey. They walk by her. You'll see it on the camera. You pay no attention to her. She's there. She's recording. She told people she was recording. She's not actively interfering in any way. She's not trying to touch anybody. She's not trying to tell anyone to flee. She's recording. And in this video, you will see the Deputy Fox obviously upset because people weren't complying. Again, that's Thomas Bailey, not Mrs. Bailey.
Oh, they were shooting.
Eventually
the cops
approaches her
ran
and
into the
grabs her
gunfire.
hand.
Tased them.
Listen to the video because he does not say, you're under arrest. He does not tell her why he is grabbing her hand. And that's when her phone is knocked to the ground. You'll see from another officer runs in from the other video. Her arm is twisted. She says, I'm not resisting. She gets handcuffed. She asks to see her child, her daughter. She's told to sit down. She does. She doesn't get up and run. She doesn't try to interfere in any way. She does nothing actively to threaten anyone in any way or cause harm. And so what did she know and when did she know it will apply to all three charges. What did she know about people shooting or her husband's intoxication? Because when she goes into the house, he's up front. So is Dustin. Those are the ones who are later found in the back when it's pitch black shooting. So when did she find out that there were people shooting? The evidence will show the same time that Deputy Fox did. So her statements were not for the purpose of delay, to impede, or obstruct, which is what's required to prove the count. It was not for the purpose to delay justice, which is count 2, or to hide some sort of crime that her husband was committing. She didn't know where he was. Frankly, she didn't care. She was taking care of their daughter. And then third, it has to be resisting of a lawful arrest. A component that you will hear is that she appreciated or understood that she was under arrest. So what did she know? And when did she know it? When was she told that she was under arrest or why Deputy Fox was grabbing her arm? When did she find out that there were people on her property shooting? The evidence will show that none of her statements to the deputy for the purpose to delay, lie, or false. The evidence will show that she had no reason to believe that she was under arrest because she was never given that notice. And that is why we're going to ask that you find her not guilty on all counts. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schuett. Who's your first witness?
Okay, we'll get in the first witness tomorrow. It's the first officer. But yeah, so the police get a call, they're shooting. A bullet had gone through a house and went into a child's bedroom. Nobody got hurt. The police get there. She's saying, no one's shooting. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no shooting. And then they hear like 25, I think they said 25 gunshots. I don't know how you count. Did they sit there and count them? And the police leave her and run towards the gunshots and start saying, it's police, this police, this police. One of them realized it was the police, put his gun down. The other one didn't realize the police was there. He put his gun down too, but that's because he got tased. So there's like a whole bunch of people outside. A whole bunch. There's a group of friends. I don't know how many. And I think there's 2 police officers at this point. So they start rounding them up and they had to handcuff them because there were too many for them to contain all at once. And that's what they do when there's a lot of people. They handcuff you. That's completely normal. And things went bad when she got handcuffed. All right. So that's where we're at. That's where we're going to leave it until tomorrow. And we'll see the police officer tomorrow. Okay, guys. Now it's time for O'Donnell. And this is great. Yeah, detain them. Yeah, they were trying to detain them. They cuffed them while they were detaining them because they had to ask questions about what was going on. Yep. So what happened was there were gunshots, and then they had multiple calls to the police. Hey, there's gunshots. A bullet just came in and hit my kid's room. The police found out there were gunshots and went out to the property. And there's people sitting out front, or what I'm going to call out front, near the driveway, um, including her. Or she comes out when they come. I don't know if she's sitting there. Well, she's talking to them and she's saying there's nobody shooting. Nobody here is shooting. Nobody here is shooting. While she's saying this, they start shooting again back, I don't know, back over there. Just say over there. So the police run toward them to stop the shooting and then bring them back and round everybody up. And that's where things go sideways. But don't worry, we're going to have pictures and all these questions are going to be answered. I promise. This is in Ohio, Warren County. I'm sure it's Ohio, Warren County, Ohio. Hi, Vibe Lookers. Okay, yeah, they were a bunch of buzzed people doing stupid things and not knowing what was going on. Yeah, hubby was one of the shooters. That's why she's so loud about it. All right, now we're going to O'Donnell. And the latter part of this video is better than the beginning of this video. Beginning of this video, I should have just cut out, to be honest. But I didn't. Minecraft courtroom. Oh, this is awkward. Okay, that was just the courtroom. He didn't unmute it yet. I'm going to fast forward it until he unmutes.
I've gone through this stuff. It just goes away. You're it might feel good.
There we go. Right there.
Because I'm selfish and I want to feel good.
Okay, that's exactly right. You got that answer right. And what you do is, in my view, from reviewing everything, including the victim impact statement, which only I've seen, you're a Class A manipulator. That's what you are.
That's right.
And you've manipulated your wife. Again. And you can see that in this attempted bribery, where you're trying to guarantee her some money if this goes away. money seems to be the thing through Lincoln Electric that you like to use to get your ass out of trouble. That's what you like to do because you're a manipulator, which isn't unusual because drug addicts generally are manipulators.
I agree with you, Ron.
Well, I don't care if you agree with me or not. There's no excuse for you to do what you've done. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. So what makes me think that you're ever going to stop doing this? Why should I believe you're not going to get out and go bat her around again?
I feel like I've hit my bottom. I never want to drink again. Every time that I've always gone to try to get help or I've gone through this stuff, I've always had it in the back of my head that I would be able to drink or use again. I could just fix my head or whatever at the time. That's what I felt at the time. This time is different. I do feel that I've accepted that I don't have control once I start using something or doing something. And that the only way that I can maintain, or the only way I can guarantee that this won't happen again is to just never use again.
So that's what you want me to take from this. How tall is your wife?
She's 5 foot, yeah.
How tall are you?
6'1".
How much do you weigh?
Roughly 190 pounds.
So you got a decided height and weight advantage over her. And you use it. Now, what's with this Suboxone crap?
They recommended that I get on.
Who recommended?
Lake Geauga,
Recommended what?
that I get on the MAT
For
program.
what?
For opiates, and I was taking kratom at the time.
What's kratom?
It's like a tea leaf, or not a tea leaf. It's a leaf that comes from Southeast Asia. It's becoming more common. People are using it to.
Oh, he will. He will.
Veer away from opiates. It has similar effects.
Where'd you get the kratom?
You can order it online. How did you know about kratom? I heard about it a while ago when I was going through opiate withdrawals. I heard it from a friend.
When were you going through?
Too late, Sarah.
This would be, I want to say like 6 years ago.
Okay. What opiates were you taking?
I was taking Percocets, and really just any morphine pills, whatever I could get at the time.
Okay, so you stopped using that and started using kratom because a friend of yours suggested it?
Yes, I was having withdrawals, so it seemed to help with the withdrawals.
And how long did you take the kratom?
I took it for about 6 years. I was taking it every day since then.
Why were you taking it every day?
It just kind of helped me
Me
feel
too.
normal. My opiate addiction.
And then you took Suboxone. Why?
So I could stop taking the kratom.
Jesus Christ, does this sound stupid? You're hooked on opiates, you tell me. So in order to get off opiates, you take kratom. You're hooked on kratom. So in order to get off kratom, you take Suboxone. And so to get off Suboxone, you're going to take what?
They told me they have a shot that goes for like 30 days and it weans you off so there's no withdrawals.
Okay. And then after you take the shots for X number of months, then how are you going to get off of that?
They explained it to me that there would be no withdrawals, so I shouldn't need anything after, because it tapers you off over the 30 days automatically.
Better life through pharmaceuticals, eh?
Your Honor, understanding the court's concerns, I think that Ms. Bagnall from Lake Geauga might be able to better address some of these questions.
Where were you getting the Suboxone?
I'm getting it from, everything's done on an app, but it's from a medical place. I'm not sure what the actual name of it is, but the app is Work at Health.
Where'd that come from?
It's from a medical place, Judge. A medical place.
I just Googled it. They accepted my insurance, so I went to them.
And so what do you get? They send you, what is this?
So I do a group.
I'm glad that helps
meeting,
you.
Which is an hour, like about every 3 weeks with them.
What do you mean a group meeting? Where?
So it's a virtual. It's a virtual.
Okay. And you get Suboxone from them?
No, it's prescribed from a licensed doctor.
Who?
Her name is Stacy Christ.
Where do you see her?
I have virtual visits with her on the phone.
Where does she work at?
She works for Work at Health. It's in Ohio. There's a place in Ohio where their facility is located.
Unbelievable. So how long have you been eating the Suboxone from them?
I think it's going on about maybe 2 months.
Okay, and why were you getting it from them instead of?
Because they accepted my insurance. I have a bill with Lake Geauga. I think that's over $4,000 because they weren't accepting my insurance. That's the issue.
All right, anything else you want to say to me?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Farinacci?
Your Honor, would the court hear from Ms. Bagnall at this
Whatever
time?
you want. Present whatever you want.
Ms. Bagnall, would you stand, please, introduce yourself to the court?
He already has his mind made up, guys.
I'm peer recovery support at Lake Geauga. I've worked with Mr. Groves for a while now. And he can easily transfer the Suboxone to our program. And we can actually.
She's saying that
so that
she can
he
take care of him now.
doing the
He doesn't have to do it online anymore.
She's
She's going to help him in her program.
The actual Suboxone. And then Mary Beth Casey's wonderful. She's our prescriber, nurse practitioner. He would extend his aftercare by at least a month, and she would meet with him. We would make sure the urine screens are negative, and we would check the levels. And the main reason why he wasn't in our Suboxone program is because he does have private insurance, and his IOP was not covered. That 2.1 level of care, for whatever reason, private insurance doesn't cover that. And he had multiple weeks in IOP. We actually extended him a little bit longer.
Talking about insurance problems.
But we also intend, once he gets on our MAP program, he will be weaned off of Suboxone or Subutex, whatever our practitioner is really.
She's saying they're going to wean him off Suboxone.
Of all substances. She doesn't want to maintain people on Suboxone for multiple years. It's not a moneymaker, for us to have people living on Suboxone.
What's this Kratom?
Kratom is relatively new. It's not legal. Well, it's not illegal because there's no federal regulation on it. If taken in large amounts, it acts as a stimulant, and lower amounts, it acts as an opiate. You can smoke it. You can look it up. It's relatively new. All the cool kids are doing it. But we do test for it now. We do have testing cups that we can see it as. And his last urine screen did come up negative. And so we were very pleased. And that allowed him to stay in the program.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Shepard, could you speak briefly to the court about Mr. Groves' work performance?
Afternoon, Your Honor. My name is John Shepard. I work at Lincoln Electric, been there for about 14 years. I've worked with Mr. Groves close to 11 years now, and I have seen him self-destruct. I've watched this unfold during work. I've watched his performance fall. I've I've watched his attendance fail to the point of almost being fired. I pretty much witnessed everything. I can tell you that he has turned it around, a complete 180. On time, attendance is perfect. He is up possibly.
His
for
employer
promotion,
saying
depending on the outcome.
he used to be a
He
terrible
is
employee
very
and now
heated
he's
up
a
in what he
great
does.
employee.
Hard worker. He's always where he's supposed to be when we go looking for him. It's sad to see. Unfortunately, it breaks my heart because I'm actually have been sober for about 12 years. And I know I see an addict. Obviously, I was one. So he can't bullshit me. I know when he's sober. I know when he's lying to me.
Oh, he can bullshit you. Don't worry.
He's doing good. He really is. I just pray that this works out for him one way or the other. But he has turned himself around. And other people at work.
It's almost judge time, guys.
From actually my supervisor that was written in his behalf also.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, I think it's clear that there are a number of people who do care about him and that he has worthy qualities worth saving.
Well, I'm not a savior. I don't save people. And you can have all the people speak for you, as many as you can find. It doesn't mean a damn thing. Okay, because now you're how old? 33?
35, yeah.
35. And the last 5 years, the last 4 years, from start to finish, you're beating your wife 3 times. That's who you are. That's who you are. That's who you are because that's what you've done to create who you are. And don't give anybody any bullshit about you're addicted because of your parents. Is that going to be your excuse for the rest of your life? I can't help it because my parents did it.
No, Your Honor.
Then stop using it. Sit down. Mr. Gretzky.
The state recommends community control sanctions. I would like to state some facts on the record, Your Honor, in regards to the defendant's history and what happened in this case so that Your Honor has a full picture when fashioning a sentence for the defendant. In regards to the prior convictions, the conviction from Willoughby Municipal Court, I have the police report and it was provided in discovery. In that case, an argument had escalated and the defendant began to choke the victim, the same victim as in this case. His 8-year-old daughter began screaming and begging him to stop choking her. At that point, he stopped. The victim contacted her mother and father, and because the argument was still going on, the victim's father called police. The defendant's daughter was interviewed, and she did state that the defendant choked her mom. She started to scream, and she ran next door for help. In the conviction from 2020, neighbor next door to the defendant and the victim, same victim as in this case, called 911 because she could hear the couple arguing and a child screaming for them to stop. Officers arrived, and the victim reported that they were arguing. The defendant pushed her down and she hit her head and she had an injury to her head. While officers were interviewing the victim, they saw that her daughter, the defendant's daughter, was again making a choking motion towards the neck to indicate to the police that the defendant had choked her mother again.
So twice he did this in front of his daughter? 2 different times in front of his daughter?
In regards to this case, Your Honor, I reviewed every jail call, listened to all of them, and there was evidence of attempts of serious physical harm. The defendant in one jail call tells the victim, Carly, that's his daughter, Carly did, she called the police. I heard Carly and you or you said, my husband's choking me or something. The victim then said, yeah, we talked. John, you were going to kill me. You choked me 3 times. Do you even remember that? And you kept telling me you were going to kill me. The defendant remained silent. The victim said, I don't think you understand how sick you are. The defendant said, I get it. The victim said, I don't know. How much time are you looking at? And talked about prison, how much time he's looking at. The defendant said, I'm about to go to prison, dude, unless you tell them this is bullshit.
Did you say that?
Yes, Your Honor.
The defendant then made a call to this friend, Jasmine, whose home he went to, who he described as his girlfriend at the time. And he told Jasmine, do not tell Melissa, the victim, that we're talking. I'm going to try to get her to drop this shit. Because this guarantees I'm not going back to her. Like the way she turned her back, knowing what it'll cost, she only makes $200.
So it's all about money then?
Has been, Your Honor, yes.
And then there was the call I also mentioned at the recitation of facts at the change of plea. At least this is just one call where he specifically told the victim, I will give you half of the money, half my bonus if you just get me out. You can tell them you made it up because you were scared. I know it'll be scary to do, but I need you to do that. I need you to tell them what I said.
A master manipulator at work, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
When do you work?
I'm scheduled to work tomorrow at 6 a.m.
When do you normally work?
Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. right now.
I think he thinks for like over 30 seconds here, guys. So I'm going to pop it ahead. Okay, one more time. He's still thinking. This guy's just sitting here. Don't worry, the judge is not done. Wait till his lawyer starts to speak.
Back in 19, did you complete the batterers intervention program?
I believe I did. I believe I did maybe an online. Is there an online one?
Is there anything that's ever in person anymore? So how did that work out for you?
I honestly, at the time, I probably just tried to just get through it without actually,
Clearly.
if I'm being honest.
What was the result of your mental health evaluation that you had out of Willoughby Municipal Court?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? Did you do one?
Out of Willoughby? No, I don't believe I did one.
Why not? Is that why you were violated from probation?
No.
Because you had one violation and got 90 days with the jail treatment program, then a second violation. And then they just had you do the remaining 58 days and got rid of you. So it tells me you didn't do the mental health evaluation.
I don't believe I did, Your Honor.
Okay, why not?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Is there some reason I'm thinking that you're gonna follow whatever terms I put on you?
I absolutely will.
Is there any reason for me to believe that based on your recent history?
No, Your Honor.
No. All right, I've reviewed the pre-sentence report, drug and alcohol evaluation, the victim impact statement, and listened to counsel, Mr. Groves, and those here in support, as well as Mr. Gretzky. I've considered all the provisions in 29, 29, 11, 12, and 13. I'm going to put you on community control for 5 years. You're going to serve 97 days in Lake County Jail with credit for 7. I'm going to give you a work release for these 90 days. You'll be released Monday through Saturday at 5 a.m. You'll be released. And you're to go directly to work. And you're to be back, after work is done, you're to go directly back to the Lake County Jail. Be back no later than 3:30 p.m. And then if they so desire, they're going to test you to make sure you're not using kratom or pills or whatever.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're to have no drugs or alcohol, and you'll be screened. You complete the aftercare at Lake Geauga and follow all the recommendations. You're to go to only one doctor, one dentist, and one pharmacy for prescription medication. Take your medication only as prescribed. Sign releases for probation, get a mental health evaluation, and follow the recommendations. Maintain full employment, no contact with Melissa Groves, and pay the cost and supervision fees. You understand the terms?
The judge isn't being
Any
nice.
question
You'll
about the
see.
terms?
No, Your Honor.
Here comes
Yes,
this
Your Honor.
lawyer. Here we go. Here we go.
Your Honor, if he has a standing appointment at Lake Geauga, make things as simple as possible, can he extend his return to a company treatment?
Well, at this point, no. If you give me something in the future that says, talks about when and where and all that stuff, I'll consider it. Ms. Randazzo, any other terms?
Is under no contact, Your Honor, is the court contemplating that for the full 5 years or for?
I don't know. I mean, I'm concerned that he's going to batter around some more. 3 times in 4 years makes me a little concerned that you really don't give a shit about her. So I don't know.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Randazzo, any other terms?
Would Your Honor consider decision point?
Yes.
Nothing further.
You're going to complete the decision point program and follow all recommendation.
One last thing. AA meetings, I may have missed it.
At this point, you're going to do it at the direction of Lake Geauga. If they recommend them, you got to do it. Now, if you don't follow the terms, which I have no expectation that you will, okay, based on your past performance, then the state will file a motion to terminate your community control. If I find you violated, I'll terminate it and I'll send you to prison for 36 months. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then when you get out, you might be on post-release control for up to 2 years. If you don't comply with their conditions, they could send you back to prison for up to 9 months for each violation, up to 1/2 of my sentence. If your violation is a new felony, you could get an additional consecutive prison sentence for the violation, the maximum of which would be the greater of 12 months or the time left under post-release control. Anything else, Mr. Gretzky?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Farinacci, anything further?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, could he have 24-hour surrender date to take care of his vehicle and anything else that is necessary?
No.
All right.
He goes with you. Take him down. Take him down. Oh, he's going to jail, guys. He's going to jail for 36 months. Hey, Miss Glow. How are you? Yep, my man is going to jail. He's going to violate. He probably already violated. That was what? Today. That was earlier today. So, yeah, he probably already violated. They let him out. No, they'll be. Does he go to work on weekends? Okay, so he won't violate today because he's in jail. He won't violate Saturday or Sunday because he's in jail. But Monday, he gets out for work release. That's a lie. He just sat in court today and said that he works tomorrow at 6 a.m. So tomorrow at 6 a.m., he'll be fine. Tomorrow at 6:05, he'll go to jail for 5 years because he's going to call his daughter. He's going to call his wife. And he's going to say, told you to drop the charges. Who do you think you are? And then she's going to call the police. And he's going to go to jail for 5 years. He starts a new job Monday. Okay, it's time, guys. It was Friday. For me, it's still Friday. It was Friday, so we got the Friday judge, and he's really good today. I wish I could have played his whole docket, but I can't. There he is. Look at him. Look at him. I know you guys all already saw this earlier. Already know this, but I'm keeping Judge Fleischer.
All right, Mr. Ibarra.
Keeping him.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. Second offense. This is a Class A misdemeanor. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On June 22nd, 2024, in Harris County, Texas, an officer observed defendant's vehicle slow to almost a stop before a main intersection with a green light. The vehicle then proceeded very slowly for several miles under the posted speed limit, which was 45 miles per hour. Additionally, the officers observed the defendant failing to maintain the vehicle safely between the lanes and at 2 different times nearly striking other vehicles in the lanes next to it and causing other vehicles to avoid collision by swerving away. Officers then initiated a traffic stop. The officer observed in plain view a clearly open Dos Equis bottle and the defendant having red glossy eyes, a strong odor of alcohol on the breath, and his speech being initially incoherent. While getting out of the vehicle, the defendant stumbled and could not maintain a steady posture. Officer advised the defendant that he believed he was intoxicated based off his observations, and the defendant nodded his head in agreement and stated he did in fact have a few drinks at a family gathering he was traveling from, but he could not recall how many drinks or what he drank. The defendant stated that because of his injuries to his body, he could not do physical tests. However, the defendant allowed the officer to conduct HDN tests on his eyes, which was a 6 out of 6. The defendant was transported to Harris County Joint Processing Center, where he was read DIC 24 and declined to provide a breath or blood sample. A warrant was obtained and blood was drawn.
So he had alcohol in the car.
Yes, Your Honor.
You know that it's a minimum of 5 days in jail to any sentence that you do when there's an open container in the car, Mr. Ibarra.
Sir.
Do you have a Texas driver license, sir?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to take away his privilege to drive.
License is still valid at this time, Your Honor.
But he's got alcohol in the car. That's a big no-no.
I understand, Your Honor. According to the information I was provided, the bottle was empty. The officer said it's about a third full. I'm not sure. I'm not saying the officer is lying. I don't know this officer. It's not an officer I'm familiar with. I would at least like an opportunity, Your Honor, to at least see the video to see if this bottle actually had anything in it. Because according to him, as well as the passenger.
To drive at this moment because you have it. If you could show me differently, come back to me, show me. But at this point, no driving, Mr. Ibarra. You have alcohol in the car. I'm finding probable cause in your case. I'm also ordering you now to obtain a handheld interlock device that you're going to take with you to prove to me that you're not consuming alcohol. You will be randomly tested. If you consume alcohol from this day forth, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds from us. Do you understand, sir?
Sir.
If you have a drug or alcohol problem, you better address it. Because if you don't, I'm gonna do it for you, and I promise you, you're not gonna like the way that I do it. Do you understand?
So, Your Honor, I do have a question. I believe the state shared some of the videos that they have with me today. If I were to look at those today and see that this bottle is empty,
Back to me next week, we can talk.
I want to make sure. Your
Happy to
Honor.
entertain you at any time. But for someone at this advanced age to have alcohol in the car, it's elementary that you know you're not supposed to have alcohol in the car, Mr. Ibarra.
He called
And
you
now
bold.
I'm going to take your privilege to drive away from you so that you appreciate the awesome power it is. Living in a city as big as Houston without the ability to drive blows, and I hope that you do appreciate it from now on. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising you that you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. If you drive, I'll have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive because it's an offense in and of itself. Do you understand?
Violation of ORC 290313, felony with
It does. So open container is one, but alcohol in the car is a 5-day jail sentence. So, yep, it makes a difference.
fourth degree and harassment with a
Just ignore that other voice. It was a different court.
Does he already have an interlock, Ron?
They ordered him to get one. He actually had one appointment scheduled today. It looks like we're gonna have to cancel that and reschedule to get the actual portable, Your Honor.
So we're going to switch you for now to a portable device, Mr. Ibarra. I'm warning you, above all else, in the short life that we have, the worst possible thing you can do is get into a car and drive. Do you understand, sir? There's no quicker way that you can assure yourself a lengthy jail sentence. You have a lawyer. Listen to Brock. He will help you out. I will waive your appearance while you're in good standing with us. That means you don't have to come back to court and waste your time here, but you must stay in touch with Brock. He will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If he tells me that you've gone MIA, that we can't get a hold of you, and if he can't get a hold of you, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. If you consume alcohol, drive, pick up a new case, or don't stay in contact with Brock, I will issue a warrant in those instances. Do you understand what's expected of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me, are you a United States citizen?
Yes, sir.
For now, I will have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. After that, I will get you to Victoria. We're going to have you sign a reset. And after that, you'll get with Trace for your bond conditions, and then you're free to go.
Yes, sir.
What if you
Go ahead,
have
Brock.
too much?
Just come back and let me know.
Yes, Your Honor. I have one more, but it's off docket. What's a good time for me to come back and address it? I know you like to do your arrangements first.
What do you want to do?
I'm trying to see if we can remove random hair analysis. That's a condition. It's a DWI first, no criminal history. I'll give you the cause number.
Yeah, that's going to, I need a deeper dive on that.
Do
So
something
come
after.
back. Yeah, come back.
10:30 be okay? Give you enough time?
Okay. Yeah, what the boss says.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Right this way.
Mr. Lee, do you have an arraignment?
Well, it was an off docket matter.
It's okay. Is this, I mean, it's an arraignment. What, is this it?
No, it's not.
Those are just
I heard Croton or whatever it was is good for that.
There's someone that
Talk to
you,
chat. They know what it is.
revoked the bond on a couple of days ago.
Yeah, and it was my fault. This,
That you fall on the sword, Mr. Lee?
no,
I know
it
you knew
really
better
was
than that.
me who screwed up.
What's the cause knowing you?
I don't have, give me a moment, let me look it up. It was, I mean, it really was, I screwed up. We had it's 244554301.
Richmond?
Yes, sir. Her appearance was waived. I went and talked with, 2 days ago, I went and talked with Pavel and Logan and got an agreement for a TTI, and I didn't get a reset. That's all on me. It's an agreement. I must have an advanced stage of stupid.
Don't worry about it. So was she here or not here? She was
waived.
Okay. Don't worry about it. We'll give you another reset. I'll reinstate it for you now.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. So no. I know. And I'll give you a heads up.
Okay.
But thank you for asking. Thank you, Jerry. So do you have an agreement already?
It's a verbal agreement.
Okay.
I came in.
That's okay. So are you offering a PTI in this case?
Yes, sir.
Have you accepted it?
Yeah.
Okay.
need to talk to my client, but I mean.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not too old. It's not, so I'm gonna reinstate it, Victoria, and it's not old, and he's got a PTI offer, so we'll just give you normal reset. It's just whatever, yeah, okay.
Page 1, Ackerman.
Your Honor, can you sign a stop for me?
Yeah.
So I give you a copy.
Get your wallets out, boys.
Page 1, Ackerman.
Good morning, Miss Ackerman. Ma'am, you're charged with prostitution. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Saw on heroes.com under the escort section when he observed an advertisement of a female in the Houston area. Detective Patterson called the phone number provided and made contact with the defendant. They met at a hotel room in Harris County, Texas, where she agreed to perform oral sex for $1,000. Once payment was made, the defendant was arrested.
Ms. Ackerman, I'm going to find that there's a probable cause to go forward with your case.
$1,000. Some women in chat are owed a
I'm
lot of
ordering you as a
money.
condition of your
from
bond
their
not to
exes.
participate in this activity again. If you violate this, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds, man. I will give you a lawyer so that you can speak to the lawyer today so we can figure out where we go from here. But this is not a good thing, okay? So for now, I'm gonna have you go to Victoria, sign and reset. After that, I'll have you take a seat in the jury box. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions, otherwise I'll issue a warrant, and then I'll have you talk to a lawyer here momentarily, okay? That way to sign a reset and then to the jury box.
All right, page.
So can you file no engaging in like? Who's next?
They're on the hallway, so it's good. Page 2, Blake.
Take a seat for me in the jury box, sir. You're not allowed to leave. Good morning.
Page 2, Bob, come on up. Page 3, Brown.
Shadrack Brown.
Give me 1 second, Your Honor. Mr. Brown, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir.
Where did you think that you were coming today, Mr. Brown? Did you think that you were going to the beach?
Beach.
No, sir.
Party.
In shorts.
Yeah.
You go to court in shorts?
No.
Would you go like to church?
No, sir.
Lack of disrespect. From now on, you come in long pants at the very minimum. Mr. Brown, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. You cannot afford one, and one will be appointed to you, sir.
On June 22nd, 2024, officers initiated a traffic stop after observing an driver run a red light at an intersection in Harris County, Texas, and activated emergency lights and equipment. The defendant did not initially stop and continued in a southern direction. While the driver continued to travel in a southern direction, the officer observed several bottles and cups thrown from the passenger side window. The defendant eventually stopped, and when he did, he opened the driver's side door, placed his hands in the air, and exited the vehicle. The defendant was detained and placed in handcuffs, and the front passenger was also detained and placed in handcuffs, but was released on the scene during the investigation. While speaking with the defendant, officers observed the defendant to appear disoriented and a strong odor of alcohol on the breath, slurred speech, red and watery bloodshot eyes. Defendant was asked to perform standard field sobriety tests, and the defendant refused all question and started to become belligerent by sitting on his knees and stomach with his hands behind his back, stating he was scared. DIC 24 was read. Upon completion, the defendant was asked to provide a breath sample and refused. He also refused to sign the DIC 24. Blood was drawn pursuant to a warrant. And
I would.
a prior
100%. I
DWI
would.
in Tallahassee, Florida.
How many other DWIs? Just one? What other
That's
kind of
his-
criminal history do we have?
That's his only prior DWI, but there's extensive out-of-state history.
It's a 19-page criminal history. It's a while.
Mr. Brown, do you have a Texas driver license?
Yes, sir.
Run his license, please. Do you have liability insurance in your name?
Yes, sir.
Before we allow you to drive, I want you to prove to me that you have insurance in your name. As it stands now, this is a second offense, so I'm ordering you not to drive any vehicle that's not equipped with an ignition interlock. If you do not have license, then I'm ordering you not to
I'll
drive,
figure it
and I
out.
will give you a portable handheld device that you will take with you everywhere you go to prove to us that you're not consuming alcohol.
Sir.
I'm going to test you for dope, alcohol, and everything. If you have a drug or alcohol problem, we have a place for people who cannot help themselves. So, no dope, no alcohol. If you cannot control yourself, then we have places for you.
Sir.
I don't want to have to do it. Don't force my hand.
Sir.
Do you understand?
Sir.
I'm going to do everything in my power to protect Harris County. If that means putting you in there at a $100,000 bond, I'll do it in a heartbeat.
Sir. Is eligible.
Are they drinks, Sherry? Vodka?
So as it stands, no alcohol, drugs, random urinalysis, guardian interlock. I see that you do have a lawyer. I will waive your appearance because you have a lawyer, but you must stay in touch with Mr. Fleming and he will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. Mr. Fleming tells me that you're playing games. I will issue a warrant for your arrest.
Sir.
For now, I'm going to have you go to Victoria Center Reset. After that, I'll get you to Tracy for your bond conditions, and then we'll have you take a seat in the back while we wait for your lawyer to arrive. For now, I want proof before you leave today that you have insurance in your name.
Sir.
Okay?
Sir.
If you do, then we'll allow you to drive, but you must have an interlock on your car.
Sir.
Please.
Right this way. All right, Judge, page 4, Garcia, come on up.
Man, I didn't see Victoria yesterday, and I missed her voice.
Matos
Oh,
is
and
the last
Judge.
one, right? Yes, sir.
I definitely missed all you guys. That was hard.
Um, 10,000. It doesn't even matter because we didn't have PR bond anyways. Yes, sir. So Eduardo Garcia.
Sir.
Mr. Garcia, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6
We're
months in
glad you're
jail
here.
and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On June 21st, 2024, officers conducted a traffic stop for passing the patrol car at a high rate of speed, which was 81 miles per hour in a 65 mile per hour zone. The driver was ID'd by his Texas driver's license, and he had bloodshot eyes, droopy eyelids, slurred speech, a strong odor of alcohol in the breath, and he admitted to drinking a bucket of beer. HGN was 6 of 6, walk and turn was 5 of 8, and the one leg stand was 3 out of 4. DIC was read, breath was consented to, and it was 0.101 and a 0.110.
I'm just saying, buckets of beer are my favorite way to drink beer. A bucket of beer every single time. And so few places offer them anymore. It's like a tin bucket filled with ice and beer bottles in it. Pony bottles mostly because you could fit more pony bottles in there than the big ones. But I don't care if they're little pony bottles. I love buckets of beer. Give me a bucket. Give me another bucket. Give me a bucket.
Mr. Garcia, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. Do you have a valid Texas driver license, sir? Do you have a valid liability insurance, sir?
I don't have a vehicle right now, so no.
Then you're not allowed to drive until you have insurance. I am making that a condition of your bond that you're not to drive. Do you understand? If you want to drive, come back to us, show me that you have insurance, and then we will approve you to drive. But until that point, do not drive. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. I'm going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. After that, I'll get you to Victoria. We're going to have you sign a reset. If you like your license, get on it quick. Don't sit and wait a month, 2 months to hire a lawyer because there are consequences with your license. So get on it quick.
Yes, sir, I'll get on it.
All right. All right, come on up here. We'll have you swear to this, and then we'll have you go to Victoria.
All right, okay, Ben, Hope, come on up.
Well, what's the name?
Hope.
Hope.
Hope Johnson, they're calling you.
Already on the piece.
Victoria just called you. Didn't you hear it? Well, they called Hope. You're in trouble, Missy. You need to get to Texas. Oh, no, you're a no-show. You're an FTA. I did my best.
Paul Pulido.
No, Raul Pulido.
Sorry?
Raul Pulido. R-A-U.
Oh, Raul. I thought it said Paul. Okay,
No,
Raul, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir. So you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. If we're going to do probable cause, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions.
Fazio,
in any
Flyo,
case in the
don't
state of
worry.
Texas, if you cannot afford a lawyer will represent you, sir.
I just
On
got in
June
trouble.
20th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a person down call. They spoke
Fuzzy, this is what happens when I'm left unattended. I need a babysitter.
with a complaining witness, the defendant's mother, who stated she and defendant got into an argument about him not helping around the house and not working. The defendant pushed the complaining witness with her hand against the wall, which caused her to hit her arm. She reported that she felt pain.
Is that it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Got it. All right. Mr. Pulido, how old are you, sir?
18.
Did you graduate from high school?
Yes.
What are you doing with your life now?
Right now I'm looking for jobs, but at the moment I'm still looking for a place to stay at.
Amazon, you can do both. You can work 24 hours a day. You don't need a home.
So, are you on the street?
For like 2 days, and that's it.
You had a place to stay, and now you're on the street. Have you learned anything?
Yes.
Be careful what you do. Be careful what you say. Otherwise, you'll end up on the street. You'll end up doing things just to survive that you would never think that you would do.
Wow, macros.
You had a place to stay with mom. Now you ain't got none. So, have you guys had the opportunity to speak to mom to find out what she wants? Does she want him home? No?
She's okay with contact, Judge.
She's okay with content?
She's okay with contact.
I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any threatening or harassing contact with your mom. I'm also ordering you now as a condition to get a job. I'm telling you, if you want to go back home, the best thing you could possibly do is get a job, show up with some money, and I bet you'll have her on her twinkle toes. I don't know. Let's do this. I'm going to give you a lawyer today. I want you to explain the situation to the lawyer so we can figure out what we're going to do. I don't want you on the street. That's not a good thing.
I was gonna ask where I can get permission to leave the county, because one of my friends is letting me move in with him.
Let's do, I'm going to give you a lawyer today. Let's figure out your situation. I'd like you to talk to the lawyer. So if your mom lets you back, you wouldn't want to go back with mom? Or would you want to?
I just want to move in with my friend.
Where is it?
In Dallas, in a place called Arlington.
No, I'm not letting you go to Dallas. You have an open assault case. No. The problem is I can't see what you're doing in Dallas. I have no idea who you're hanging out with, what kind of trouble you're going to get into. It's the wrong thing. No, I'm keeping you close to me so I know that you're now going to be on the straight and narrow. Who else is in your life besides mom? Anyone else? Okay, so that's me now. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
For now, I'm going to give you an application. Stephen is going to give you one to fill out for an appointed lawyer. I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, I'm going to have you take your seat in the jury box. Do not leave until we excuse you because you need to sign bond conditions. We need to figure out what we're going to do with your housing. All right? Come on.
Page 14, Stephen Veda, Garza, come on up.
Do you mind filing to the no threatening, harassing, no weapons? And then we'll go forward after that and figure out what we're going to do. Vic, who's this?
Stephen Veda, page 14.
You really think that we're going to give you PR bond after PR bond after PR bond after PR bond, Mr. Sepulveda? You got me bent if you think that we're going to keep doing this and play this game with you. No, sir. Your PR bond is revoked. You can't get that many. I'll appoint your lawyer today. We'll figure out what's going to happen, sir, but amendment goes with you.
House jail. So earlier today on Judge Fleischer's stream, they were asking, what is your favorite Judge Fleischer saying? You know, whatever he does. Mine is definitely house jail. House jail is the best. I didn't get to see it all, but I didn't see anybody else say that. You know, stuck like Chuck. And believe it or not, what was so cool was most of the people that I saw, I didn't see it all. I'm just telling you that now. Most of the people I saw was it was all the good things, like in this life you can be anything you want or whatever. Those were their favorite sayings of the judge, not me with house jail or you're going to be stuck like Chuck. It was all the good stuff. So that was pretty awesome.
Page 15, Smith, come on up.
Taylor Smith. Ms. Smith, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you. Okay.
On June 21st, 2024, officers were dispatched to an assault family call and spoke with the complaining witness, the defendant's mother. The complaining witness said that she was arguing with her son and the defendant came outside and hit her in the stomach with a rock.
Hit her in the stomach with a rock.
The complaining witness advised that she felt pain.
Ms. Smith, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. How old are you, ma'am?
17.
You're 17. What do you do in life now? Do we know what mom wants, guys? Does mom want her back home?
She doesn't want a protective order, so she wants to go back.
If I drug test you now, what's going to show up? Let's send her for a drug test right now. I'm sending you for a drug test, and then you must report back here to court. If you do not come back to court, I will issue a bond, and I'm going to put you in custody just like I did the other person. I don't want to have to do that, so come back to me as soon as you take a drug test, and then I'm going to appoint your lawyer today. We're going to figure out where we go from here. But you're in high school, no dope. Do you understand? No, I don't want to talk about the case yet. You have the right to remain silent. I have a bunch of DAs here. Anything you say, they're going to sit there and type it to try to use it against you. I just want to know what, if anything, is going to show up on a drug test, and we'll go from there. All right? For now, I'm going to have you sign a reset, and then I'm going to have you get with Tracy, and then we'll see you back here in 10 minutes. Please.
All right.
Hold on. Ms. Smith, is your mom here? Come up, ma'am. Hi. Hi. So who are you in relation to this?
I'm her biological grandmother. I've raised her from a baby.
Does she stay with you now?
Yes, she does.
Okay, so let's do this. I want to send her for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in the system. I'm going to have her come back within the next 15 minutes. We'll get the test, and then we'll go from there. I'm going to appoint her a lawyer, and then we need to figure out what's going on with her so that she doesn't get into further trouble. Sure.
The day that happened.
I don't want to talk about the case because I've got a bunch of DAs here. I know that you want to tell your side. I'm going to give you a lawyer. You can you tell what you want to tell me, to the lawyer, and then we can figure out where we go. But everybody's here is going to say it. And if it's something that hurts her where you think it's going to help,
But it may not.
right.
I understand.
So just hang tight, give us like 30 minutes, and then we'll, yeah, okay. Thank you for coming then.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Page 15, Solano, come on up.
Norma Solano.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
On June 22nd, 2024, in Harris County, Texas, officers responded to a 911 call in reference to a motor vehicle that was driving recklessly in a park. Officers observed the defendant in the driver's seat. Car was off, but was later turned on by the defendant. When speaking to the defendant, officers observed a strong odor of alcohol on the breath, and the defendant admitted to consuming 1 twisted tea and later said that it was actually 1.5 twisted teas. Officers conducted a standard field sobriety test. HGN was 3 of 6.
She's lying because you can't drink half a twisted tea. They taste so good. You can't just drink 1/2 of it. That's like eating 1/2 of a potato chip and then putting the rest down. See? Lies. Liar, liar.
Defendant also has eye problems. The walk and turn was a 3 out of 8, and the one leg stand was a 3-4. The defendant consented to breath, and BAC was a 0.128 and a 0.121.
You said someone saw her driving though? That the officer saw her driving? You have that person, you know who the person is, right?
Yes, we have that roll call.
Okay. Ms. Solano, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Tell me, ma'am, how old are you?
Oh, 24.
You're 24. Do you have a Texas driver license, ma'am? You are not allowed to drive. Do you understand? I am now making that a condition of your bond. The worst possible thing you can do in this life is get into a car and drive, because I will have a contempt hearing if you do. This is a document, an affidavit that you're going to sign with me today, promising me that you're not going to drive. I don't care if there's a burning building, Mother Teresa needs to go to church. Do not drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you want to drive, go get a license and liability insurance, and then we can talk. But until that time, you do, you know where you're going to end up. Now, I am also ordering as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find likewise that you're consuming alcohol or drugs, you will go to jail. You will not get any more PR bonds, man. What do you do? How much money do you make a month?
2,000 or 2,500?
Say that again?
2,500.
2,500? Do you have any children? Where do you live? Who do you live with?
3 sleeps.
In an apartment or a house?
3
or
more
what?
sleeps.
Okay. Do you think you can afford a lawyer, man? Let's do this. I'll have you fill out an application now, Ms. Solano. I'm warning you, I don't want any issues. Don't consume alcohol. Do not drive. You understand? Stephen is going to give you an application. I will also have you fill out this affidavit and swear to it. After that, we'll get you to Victoria to sign a reset. And
Hey, Victoria, guess what? Guess what, Victoria? Melissa comes back next time you work. Next time you walk into work, Melissa will be with you again. I think. I assume. I assume that she's going to be at work on Monday. Ardo, hello. Stephen, hello. We miss her. Stephen, your Stephen is doing a great job. He's fine. No problems. But we miss Melissa. I know she was there in chat. I know. I've read them chats. And I see her there for a bit. But it's not the same.
after that, we'll get you with trace for your bond conditions. And after that, we'll have you take your seat in the jury box while we find you a lawyer. We'll go from there. Okay? Please.
Page 6.
You
Spanish
didn't miss
speaker.
court. You're watching it right now, Hope.
Hernandez, come on up. Hernandez.
Can you show me your operate vehicles like on courts?
Are you Oscar Hernandez?
Yes, Oscar Hernandez. Yes.
Mr. Hernandez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow. You were facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine.
I
You're
think
going to
this
do
is the
probable
guy
cause.
with the
You have the
really
right to
high
remain
blow.
silent.
Really, really
Anything
high.
you say can or
I
will
could
be
be
used
wrong.
against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one.
Yes,
One will be
that's
appointed to you.
On June 22nd, 2024, officers observed a white Chevrolet traveling westbound in Harris County, Texas. Officers observed the passenger side door sliding open and the vehicle to be traveling at a high rate of speed. Officers then initiated a traffic stop. Upon approaching the vehicle, officers stated that he observed the defendant to have bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and moderate odor of alcohol coming from his back. The defendant also had poor balance and continuously swayed back and forth in an attempt to keep his balance. The defendant stated that his last drink was at 23:30 hours and standard field sobriety tests were conducted yielding a 6.6 HGN, 7 out of 8 for the walk and turn, and was not able to perform the one leg stand due to the defendant stated that he could only count to the number 10. Defendant consented to a breath sample, BAC was at 0.189 and a 0.188.
Mr. Hernandez, find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen?
No,
What happens if you go to jail?
I get cold foots
it's gonna be
gloves.
my children.
No, sir, that's
Are you
wrong.
in this country with or without permission?
¿Está usted en este país con o sin permiso?
Yes.
Without.
What happens if you go to jail?
¿Qué pasa si usted se va a la cárcel? No lo escucho.
No tengo,
¿Perdón?
no tengo nada de eso, sí.
Think.
I don't have anybody except my children. Piense.
What happens if you go to jail?
¿Qué pasa si usted va a la cárcel? I got deported.
Right.
Exacto.
That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. This is the only warning, Mr. Hernandez, that you will get from me. If you go to jail and immigration finds you because they sweep it on a daily basis, they will put a detainer on you. You will remain in custody for 6 to 9 months, waiting for immigration to do whatever they're going to do. If you do not want that to happen, do not violate the conditions I put on your bond now. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to drive. You do not have a license, no driving. I am also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you consume even a drop of alcohol from whatever source, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. And if you are unlucky enough, you're going to be in jail for an extremely long time. You will be signing a promise with me today, Mr. Hernandez. This is an affidavit, a document that you will swear to that you're not to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. You cannot justify driving for any reason. You understand me?
Okay.
We are going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I will have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. I will get you to Victoria where we will have you sign a reset. I'm not done with you. I will have you sign a reset with Victoria. After that, I will get you to Tracy for your bond conditions. Do not drive.
Legal, that's for you.
Okay.
Do not drive.
Hey, hold on, Victoria, I have an attorney here that has 2 arraignments, I think.
We have like 4 Spanish.
I think these are Spanish too.
Spanish.
I think, Mr. McGinley, do you have any Spanish arraignments?
Yes, Judge, I have one that's definitely not Miss Humphreys, and then Mr. Robles, I believe that might be.
Juan Robles.
Humphreys is not in arraignment. Robles is the bond violation.
Okay, you're gonna have to give me a second. Take a seat. These are not arraignments, Mr. McGinley.
Okay, all right, thank
Bear
you,
with me a
Judge, I
second.
apologize. Okay.
You solemnly swear.
If you're bringing me donuts, you can drive.
Page 8,
Mederos. Good morning, Mr. Mederos.
Buenos días, señor Maderos.
So you're charged with driving while intoxicated.
En estado de ebriedad
You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
y o una multa de $2,000.
We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir.
On June 20th, 2024, officers responded to a crash on the East Texas Freeway. The defendant was in the driver's seat of a white Ford Fusion, and the defendant was attempting to get his vehicle into gear when they arrived.
Thank you.
Officers observed defendant to have red, glossy eyes, slurred speech, strong odor of alcohol on the breath, unsteady on his feet, and needed assistance to stand. Defendant advised he was going to pick up his wife from work in Channelview from his home, which is nowhere near the scene of the accident.
No estaba nada cerca del lugar del accidente.
Defendant stated he did not know where he was at. A standard field sobriety could not be conducted due to the defendant being unable to follow the stimulus. The two of A's were walking turns, and before the test had to be stopped for the defendant's safety. DIC was read. The defendant could not complete his breath test, and a search warrant was executed and blood was drawn.
I'm looking him up to see if he has any prior DWIs, please. Can you help?
There's no prior DWI, Your Honor. There is just one unlawful carrying of a weapon.
No tiene antecedentes de conducir en estado de ebriedad, pero sí tiene legalmente un arma.
She probably doesn't know she's standing right in front of the microphone.
Sir, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Are you a United States citizen?
No, I'm a resident and I don't have anything here.
Are you telling me here that you are with permission in this country?
En este país? Yes.
I don't know if that's true, and quite frankly, it doesn't matter.
No sé si eso sea cierto y realmente no importa.
If there is any problem with your paperwork and you go to jail and immigration finds you, they're going to put a detainer on you. You will remain in custody for about 6 to 9 months.
I strongly
I don't
dislike
know
when
if
they
that's
do that.
I don't know if it's true. I don't know if there's a problem. If there is, and immigration finds you and they find any issue, they will detain you in custody for 6 to 9 months. I'm warning you to be careful, Mr. Mederos. Don't violate these conditions, otherwise I will put you in jail.
Mi
Do you have a
lápices
Texas
en
driver
la
license?
biblioteca. See, I speak Spanish.
Yes.
Run his license, please. Do you have liability insurance in your name?
¿Tiene aseguranza de daños a terceros? ¿Tiene seguro del auto de daños a terceros?
Mi señora lo tiene.
My wife has it.
Do you have insurance in your name?
Usted tiene aseguranza en nombre suyo.
And you are not
No.
allowed, and you're not allowed to drive.
Entonces no puede usted manejar.
I'm making that a condition of your bond.
Voy a hacer eso como
Driving,
condición de su
no alcohol,
fianza. No manejar, nada de
no
alcohol.
illegal drugs,
Nada
and
de
I'm going to test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any illegal substances, or you drive, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds from us, sir.
Vamos a tener.
Ms. Kirsten Ackerman.
His license is eligible, Your Honor.
Great, thank you. We are going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer.
Darle otra fecha para hacer.
If you want to drive, If you want to drive,
Si quiere usted
get insurance in your name.
tiene que
Show me that you have insurance,
a su
and I
nombre.
will take this restriction off you. But until we know with certainty that you have insurance in your name, no driving.
Okay.
Mr. Espinoza, you have a license. If you like that license, I would get on hiring a lawyer quick.
Usted
If
quiere
you do not hire a lawyer quick,
contrate un abogado rápido.
make sure she doesn't leave. No, we gave her a lawyer.
Yeah, she's not a lawyer.
Oh, she did? Okay, great.
Can you sign me an attorney because I can't pay for one?
What do you do for a living?
¿Qué hace usted en qué trabaja?
Driver.
I'm a driver.
You don't have insurance.
No tiene seguro.
You cannot
No
drive.
puede manejar. Lo sé.
I'm just saying this is a little rude because that lady makes $1,000 every 3 minutes, and he gave her a lawyer.
I know.
Sorry.
What? All I'm asking you to do is follow the law, Mr.
No me
Madero.
estoy pidiendo que usted siga la ley.
I'm not asking you to split the atom here.
No le estoy pidiendo que divida el átomo.
How do you gain, how do you eat? How do you get money, sir?
¿Cómo consigue dinero? ¿De dónde come? ¿A qué se dedica?
WhatsApp, pero desde que tuve el accidente no estoy manejando.
I'm a chauffeur of a truck, but I haven't been driving since the accident.
How are you going to support yourself now, sir?
¿Cómo se va a mantener ahora, señor?
No, mi esposa trabaja y aparte la compañía me tiene que poner una persona manejando y yo de ayudante, de ayudarlo.
My wife works and then the company will put somebody with me and while they're driving while I'm.
What does your wife do, sir?
¿A qué se dedica su esposa?
Trabaja en una compañía Saks,
She works in Saks.
de lubricantes y eso de automotrices.
Beauty counter, sir?
Automobile.
How much money does she make a
¿Cuánto
month?
dinero hace ella?
Como unos
Victoria, you got a
1,300 por
point
quincena,
there.
Like 1,300
de
every
lunes-
2 weeks
De lunes a viernes.
from working from Monday to Friday. So it's,
I will give you an application, but I don't know. You have to be at
Te voy a
a
dar un-
poverty level to qualify for an appointed lawyer.
Thank you,
I don't
Linus.
give them out like it's candy on Halloween. You have to truly qualify, which means being at a federal poverty level.
debajo de la línea.
So I need to know any source of income that you have, what you were making before this. I need to know her income. I need to know what kind of cars you drive, any other property.
Que gana su esposa.
I'll take a look at it and then I'll see if you qualify.
Digo, maneja.
So, el Ford Fusion es de mi esposa. Entonces, mi salario.
So the Ford Fusion is my wife's.
I'm not gonna, I need you to fill out the application. I need to know how much money you have in the bank. I need to know what kind of property you have, how many cars, stocks, bonds,
Zero.
IRAs. I
Zero.
need to know everything about you financially. Deputy will give you an application. After that, I'm gonna have you come up here, swear to us that you're not gonna drive. Then you will get to Victoria for reset,
Y lo voy para allá.
and then we'll have you fill out the application, sir.
How many burritos? I don't know. Are they bean burritos or are they beef burritos? See? Okay. I have one more like 5-second little tiny video. So this was a while ago. Before we had like Discord set up and everything, and you guys were just like names in chat. So I had never actually like really met Fozzie. I hadn't met him. He was in chat. He was just a name in chat. And where is it? Oh, okay. And I had to put his number in my phone. I made him a mod, had to put his number in my phone. And I couldn't see when I was putting his number in my phone. So I was just, you know how you are. You just typing. You got to put someone's number in your phone real quick, and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna fix that later. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Well, I'm never changing it. I'm never, ever, ever changing it because this is what I put in my phone. I am never changing it. That's gonna stay like that forever. Or yeah, I mean, I could have changed it to Sarah, but I didn't. I left it at Foxy. Whoever moved the Z and the X on my phone is like I can't say that word. It's like a rude person, but every time every time he texts me or calls me, that pops up and it makes me giggle. And like last night after I got home from the hospital, it was like maybe it was this morning. I don't know. It was all pushed together. I got a Foxy text. Foxy. I started laughing. No, don't. I said don't. All right. So that's all I have for videos today, guys. I just know like what? I'm gonna start dating someone someday. Me, I won't though, don't worry. And they're gonna be like, oh, who's Foxy? And I'll be like, oh, don't you want to know? Yeah, that was my cat. I like my cat. If it was my kid, it would be more like screeching, banshee. My kids. Hey, baby. Come here. You want to say hi? No, she does not want to say hi. That's fine. Yes, I did because this stream is 2 hours long right now. So I couldn't get everything. I wanted to. So there is an older lady in today's. Victoria, was it from today? Because I will get her for tomorrow. So I am going to play the rest of the docket. Tomorrow, Judge Fleischer's off, and Sunday, Judge Fleischer's off. So that's when I take the stuff that I missed and I try to play that. I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll get it from today. I also need to get it. I think it was from Monday. The guy interrupted the judge, and the judge is like, "Do not interrupt me. Get in the jury box." And then I don't. I think he was taken down, and I need to get the part where he was taken down. So yes, thank you. I am feeling better. Okay, that's Foxy Texie. That's his stripper name. Yeah, I'm gonna get that too. Yeah, because tomorrow I'm gonna play a little more of that court that we started today. Roxy is in New York as well. Is it still there? Is the Roxy still in New York? So thanks, Jay. Yeah, I'm just stupid. I'm just stubborn and stupid. But you'll have this. Mankini. Foxy's Mankini. Guys, Foxy just called him Foxy. Foxy might see this later, though probably not, because he's deep in WoW. So we really could probably say anything about Fozzie right now. He will never, never know. We could do things like call him Foxy, and he will never know. Damn autocorrect. Hey, honey. All right, I'm gonna hop in Discord. If anybody wants to talk or not, that's fine. I should get some sleep before I work my double today. Bye, RW. All right, guys. I will see you in Discord or I will see you tomorrow. But I hope you have a great day, the first day of your weekend. And please behave. Do not show up in Victoria's courtroom. Just don't do it. Bye, guys. Thank you. Amy, thank you for the Patreon. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.